My name is Clive Greensmith. It's a great pleasure to be here today with the Quatuor Magenta. We're going to be working on Debussy's wonderful, original, personal, audacious quartet from 1893, 1894, and we'll be looking at the first movement. Oh, wonderful. Great. Really enjoyed what you just did. So I would just love to talk a little bit about the context of this piece, where we are historically, 1893, 1894. The 1890s were the best, most fruitful decade in Debussy's composing career at that point. And this piece comes right before Prélude, L'après-midi d'un faune, and then you have Pélias et Mélisande. It's the one string quartet that he wrote. Of course, later we have this wonderful set of chamber pieces written shortly before he died, the flute, viola, harp, violin, and cello sonatas. So this piece, for me, is imbued with all of the fervor and the sound world of the 1890s, meaning there's just unlimited effects of color. And I think very much this piece was apparently criticized for being too orchestral sounding. So I'm sure you've played all those great masterworks, the orchestral pieces, being the great French players that you are. And I would suggest that we work with color and nuance to make sure that the piece comes across with the immediacy of a completely new work. We know it very well. So our responsibility now, over 100 years later, is to play this piece like it's the first time the audience has heard it. I mean, we should do that with every piece. But this is such a unique work. So let's work a little bit at getting things. For my taste, it could have been more extreme in terms of color and timing. I would love you to feel more confident about some of your musical choices. So let's imbue it with even more passion, even more contrast, and be more daring. And let's see what we can come up with. All right, let's try the beginning. Good. Okay, good. I like it very much, but could you exaggerate the triplets that lead us, this little arabesque motif with the triplet? Could those be more lifted? And let's really go to the fifth bar. Da-ya-da-da-dim, and really exaggerate the crescendo at the end of bar 4. And I would say the first note, how do you interpret your line, the tenuto? It's not quite 100% together somehow. It's pretty together, but maybe the cue, we should work on the character of animé et très décidé with the first note. It's a bit loose for my taste. Good. Let's make sure the bow speed is working with us. I think maybe, Boris, a little bit more resonance. It's hard to say. I'm sitting here hearing a lot of this, but I'd love a little bit more resonance. Yeah. Yeah, good. Could you show me your cue once, the lead? Okay. If I'm playing with that, I feel it's a little bit post-lunch. It's a little bit, Yeah, with enough post speed, yeah. Good, let's try that with everybody. So more urgent. Yeah, good, yeah. But try to keep the resonance so that it's not just a sound that use the acoustic more, and so it rings really an orchestral sound. Yeah. We're not quite together with the second. You know how much we place? Lam, ba. Maybe you should give it a little bit more weight, the second beat. Yeah, that's right. Now crescendo. Good, yeah. Yeah, so we have fragment, and then we have the line from bar 5 on. Could you sustain, Boris, more? Yum, dee, da, 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 dee, dee, dee. Take us all the way through to bar 7, bar 8, and beyond. Crescendo. Beautiful, very good, very good. There's a diminuendo written in bar 8, but I love the idea of here, contrary motion. So maybe go towards the B natural there, Fiona. Even though we're not supposed to make crescendo, that's such a beautiful harmony there in bar 10, sorry, bar 9. That was better. Bar 6 is better. And then this da-ya-dum, ba-dee-dum, da-ya-dum, the energy of the triplet. I lose it a little bit, Boris, still. It's such a distinctive feature of the whole piece. So the energy, even when you get softer, could be still more felt. Let's try it, shall we? From that was great. Bar 5. Good. Another feature here is the syncopation. Let's give a little bit more separation to the last 8th note quaver of bar 5. Ti da ra pa da. So we feel the push and pull of that. Yes. Shift. Good. These little rhythms, ti-da-da, ti-da. For me, they could be a little bit, we used the word lilting yesterday. Ta-da, ti-da. And the three of you need to, it's exchanged, but the feeling of pa needs to be felt more strongly. That was great before. You see how that gives us the impulse across the bar line, 6 and 7. Let's try one more time. Good, Claire. Beautiful, Claire. I love the way you don't hold up the tempo into 13, but ti-da-da-ti-da. Sound color change needed there, I would say. And could you show a little bit more clearly what you want there? It's almost like an accidental bridge. Ti-da. Give it a little bit more personality. Ti-da, and you're giving it to the next section. Let's make sure the accent in bar 5 is different from the line of the first bar. Lam-ba, lam-ba. So maybe you need a slightly sharper attack. Maybe we should try the opening again just to contrast that. wander. Good, beautiful. It's beautiful. It's very well played. It's just missing something. It's missing contrast from the the world at the beginning. This and the second theme. Let's just try once, just the 16th notes. And in here, where I'm sitting, which is very close, I know it's a little bit too realistic sounding. I shouldn't say fake, but you could play lighter with the bow. That's better. Could you, or we always turn your bow this way on the violin, one hair, and same for us. And maybe the bow distribution, you shouldn't come. There's no peak dynamic. It's within the pianissimo. So maybe don't come all the way to the frog. Keep it lighter up here. One more time. Yes. Oh, that's good. Good, good. And if you want to, if Boris is okay, a little bit with the wind in the sails there. Let's try with Boris now. Right there, 12. Sorry, I wasn't clear. Sorry, it's 13, I was wrong. I'm still recovering from my migraine. Yeah, Boris, it's beautiful. Yeah, that was what was missing. I heard a little bit more warmth with the left hand needed here.
Okay.
Yes. And these lines, I think it's partly reflecting what's going on here. So not da, da, more connected. You have the expressif, yeah. Okay, good, good. Character-wise, what's the difference between da dee da da da, dee da 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 dee da da? This phrase is character-wise.
Maybe slightly less dreamy than his.
Right, more reassuring. Yes, and warmer, I would say, because of the note choices. So maybe you could be more rounded with the sound, and also this could smile a bit more, but it could be warmer with the accompaniment at 17. That's good, good. There's a lot of 16th notes. So maybe we could find some differences with the characters. And then a little bit more bow for the mezzo forte when you get to 24, more open sounding. It can get a little bit repetitive sounding here, so let's be really free-spirited with this treatment of these 16th notes. Your left hand, could we talk again, Boris? Dee-da-da, dee-da-da. Can you just play that, do you mind, from 13?